Alrighty, folks, we are now 4-0 in our last four extra daily picks on my premium page. And it is Monday, August 11th, 2025. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you're coming off a fantastic weekend. And once again, we are 4-0 in our last four extra daily picks on my premium page. We had the Phillies money line yesterday, and they doubled up the Rangers by the final of 4-2. And the good news is I've got another extra daily pick going off here today for Monday. That play's already posted and ready for access. We're also coming fresh off another winning day of premium plays. It was a 4-2 day yesterday for Sunday in all of my premium selections. We once again had the Phillies, Brewers, over in that Blue Jays game, and we also hit on a two-team parlay. And the only way you could have accessed all those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive Gold Club membership. And before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my free pick video here today for Monday, August 11th, 2025. Happy Monday to you. My name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks on YouTube since 2016. Now, folks, we're currently 2-0 in our last two daily best plays, 4-0 in my last four extra daily picks, 4-2 in my last six underdog tier package plays, 8-1 in my last nine chairman plays, 4-2 in my last six WNBA tier package picks, and finally, folks, we are 4-1 in my last five Gold Club tier package plays in that membership alone. And the good news is I've got plays going off in all of those packages here today, and they're all included with your Gold Club membership. Now, folks, I also have plenty of free content on my premium page as well. That includes my current overall win-loss record. You can access that right now for free. Don't have to pay anything to take a look at that. All you got to do is go to the post section and scroll down until you find it. I currently have over 2,600 members who are signed up and active on the premium page right now. Obviously, a little bit of change of scenery over the past couple of days. The place that I'm staying at, the Wi-Fi is having a tough time uploading large files. So we've been struggling with the long form content because the Wi-Fi just won't upload the video. So hopefully I can get this one out to you today. Might take an hour or two just for the file to upload, but hopefully we can get the long form content out to you here today. But anyway, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. Going to start off with the Phillies at the Reds. That'll be a 6:10 Eastern first pitch. Cincinnati's minus $1.25, totals 9.5. Andrew Abbott on the hill for Cincy. Taijuan Walker for Philadelphia. Now, Walker comes into today's start with an ERA of 3.53. Of course, Phillies pitching has been good this year away from the bank. They're actually amongst the top of the league in strikeouts per game on the road. They're actually limiting opposing sluggers to just 3.5 runs a game in their travels. Of course, as a team, Phillies played some really good baseball as of late. Actually, winners of 6 out of their last 7 contests. A couple of shutouts during that stretch. And they're facing a Cincy team who's definitely struggled against these Philly arms in recent gatherings. The Reds are averaging just 6.6 hits a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings. So if you're into historical trends, you certainly want to think about that one there. Actually, nearly double-digit strikeouts per contest during that head-to-head span I just mentioned. And listen, that's not really overly surprising. The Cincy lineup has definitely struggled making contact with the baseball. They're currently in the bottom 10 in strikeouts per game in the box. Now, 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Philadelphia did stay under the total. So once again, if you're into historical trends, plenty of unders to go around. Of course, Reds games went 7-3 to the under in their last 10 themselves over the past few weeks. I like the Phillies plus 105, under 9.5. All right, next game, Twins, Yankees, 7:05 East. New York is minus 175, totals 9. Will Warren for the Pinstripers, Zebby Matthews for Minnesota. Now, Zebby's got just 3 wins on the year, does not have a winning record. Of course, as a team, the Twins have a losing record on the road, and they definitely struggled a bit at the plate. Minnesota's a bottom 10 run producing team, and they're facing a New York pitching staff who's been tough to bat against at Yankee Stadium this year. They allowed just 7.2 hits a game in the Bronx. Now, New York also has a .632 win percentage against American League opponents at home. And in those home games against the American League, the under did cash in 66% of those contests. New York also saw 6 out of their last 10 meetings with Minnesota stay under the line. I like the Yankees -1.5, under 9 runs. Tigers, White Sox, 740 East. Detroit's -145, totals 8.5. Chris Paddock for the Tigers, Elvis Peguero for Chicago. And through just a handful of innings, the righty Peguero already has an ERA close to 5. Of course, as a staff, these Chicago pitchers are fanning just 7.5 batters a game. They're actually walking more hitters per contest than any other team besides the Angels. And they're facing a Detroit squad on the other side who's done a nice job in their divisional games this year. The Tigers currently have a .692 win percentage against the AL Central on the road. Of course, at the plate, the Tigers have had little issues producing runs. They are a top 10 run scoring team. Riley Green, 27 homers, 87 RBI. Spencer Torkelson, 25 homers, OPS in the 800s. Now, Tiger games went 9-1 to the over in their last 10. 7 out of Chicago's last 10 got over the total themselves. I like the Tigers -145, over 8.5. All right, next matchup. Pirates, Brewers, 740 East. Milwaukee's the $2 favorite, totals 9 runs. Jose Quintana for Milwaukee, Andrew Heaney for Pittsburgh. Now, Heaney's 5-9 on the year, really not getting a ton of run support. The Pirates average just 3.2 runs a game on the road, bottom 3 in hits per game in their travels. And they're taking on a Milwaukee staff who's been tough to score runs against at American Family Field. They're allowing just 3.6 runs a game in their own building, top 3 in strikeouts per game at home. And starting pitcher Jose Quintana is 9-4 with an ERA of 3.57. Of course, as a team, the Brewers are now 39-20 in their own stadium. When it comes to the total, Milwaukee's seen 64% of their divisional contests stay under the total, 10-3 to the under in their divisional road games. I like the Brewers -1.5, under 9. Nationals, Royals, 740 East. KC's -145, totals 9 runs. Bailey Falter for Kansas City, Cade Cavalli for Washington. Now, the Nats took the loss in 7 out of their last 10 ball games. Nationals with just a .423 win percentage in their travels. And I tell you, these Nats pitchers have really hurt these guys. They're in the bottom 3 in runs allowed in their travels. And they're facing a Kansas City lineup who actually does a great job making contact with the baseball. I know this isn't a team who produces a whole lot of runs, but they don't really strike out a whole lot. They're actually fanning just 6.8 times a game at the dish. And they do have a winning record against National League opponents, doing a good job in their interleague games. Salvi Perez, 20 home runs on the season. Vinny Pasquantino, the most RBI in the clubhouse. When it comes to the total, both clubs with overs in 6 out of their last 10 respectively. Plenty of overs between both of these squads here recently. I like the Royals -145, over 9. Rockies, Cardinals, 745 East. St. Louis is -220, totals 8.5. Miles Michaelis for the Cards, Chase Dollander for Colorado. Now, Dollander is just 2-9 with an ERA of 6.68. These Colorado pitchers have been the worst in Major League Baseball. They're actually allowing more runs a game than any other team, dead last in strikeouts per contest. And they're facing a St. Louis squad who does a nice job at the plate at Busch Stadium. The Redbirds are in the top 10 in hits per game at home. Wilson Contreras with the most RBI in the clubhouse. Ivan Herrera, OPS of 845. Of course, as a team, the Cardinals do have a .634 win percentage against National League opponents at home. Now, total-wise, Colorado games went 8-2 to the over in their last 10. I like the Cardinals minus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Diamondbacks Rangers 8:05 East. Texas is minus 160, total 7.5. Nathan Eovaldi for the Rangers, Ryan Nelson for Arizona. And looks like we have a pretty solid matchup on the hill. Nelson's 6-3 with an ERA of 3.20. Righty also has a stingy 1.05 whip. Meanwhile, the Rangers' Nathan Eovaldi, 10-3 on the year, ERA of 1.38 himself. Eovaldi's also punched out 111 batters and currently has a .84 whip. Now, total-wise, both clubs saw unders in 6 out of their last 10, respectively. I like the under 8. Red Sox Astros 8:10 East. Boston's $1.75, total 7.5. Garrett Crochet for the BOS-HOU, Christian Javier for Houston. Now, Houston games went 7-3 to the over in their last 10. Boston with overs in 8 out of their last 10 themselves. Of course, both lineups doing some considerable damage at the plate. Boston is a top 5 run-producing team. Trevor Story, 73 RBI on the year. Alex Bregman, OPS of 911. Meanwhile, Houston on the other side, well, they really don't strike out a whole bunch. They're in the top 5 in hits per game. Jose Altuve leads the roster in homers and RBI. Jeremy Pena hitting .315, OPS of 860. Of course, 6 out of the Astros' last 10 gatherings with Boston did get over the total. Houston games went 7-3 to the over in their last 10 themselves. Meanwhile, Boston with overs in 8 out of their last 10. I like the over 7.5. Dodgers Angels 9:38 East. LA, well, they're both LA. The Dodgers are minus 180, totals 8.5. Yoshi Yamamoto for the Dodgers, Jose Soriano for the Angels. Soriano 7-9 with an ERA in the 4s, and these Angel pitchers have had all kinds of control issues on the mound. They're walking more batters a game than any other team. Only other team close to them is Colorado, but Angels have it. They're walking more batters a game than any other staff. Of course, no real surprise. They're also in the bottom 5 in runs allowed per game. And that's certainly bad news for them because the Dodgers are amongst the highest run-producing teams in the game. Shohei Ohtani, 41 homers, 77 ribbies, OPS in the thousands. Meanwhile, Will Smith's hitting .310 with an OPS of 932. Of course, total-wise, the Angels saw overs in 8 out of their last 10 outings, 5-2 to the over in their last 7 at Angel Stadium. Give me the Dodgers minus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Padres Giants 9:45 East. San Francisco's $1.35, totals 8. Logan Webb for the Giants. Yu Darvish for the Padres. Now, Darvish just 1 win on the year, losing record on the season. Of course, at the plate, the Padres have had a tough time producing runs in their travels. The Pods are a bottom 5 run scoring team on the road, and they're going to take on a Giants squad who's definitely been tough to hit against at Oracle Park. They're allowing just 3.8 runs a game on their own diamond. And they've got a 10-win Logan Webb on the hill, 165 strikeouts, ERA of 3.24. San Francisco's last 4 straight at home did stay under the total. 60% to the under in their last 10 at any location. I like the Giants minus 135, under 8. With that, folks, we're going to jump into our next and final breakdown for the video. Rays Athletics 10:05 Eastern first pitch. The A's are minus $1.20, totals 9.5. Jeffrey Springs for the A's, Ryan Pepio for Tampa Bay. Now, Pep's got 134 strikeouts and an ERA in the 3s. He also comes into today's contest with a 1.18 whip. Of course, as a staff, the Rays have definitely pitched well on the road. They're allowing just 7.5 hits a game away from Steinbrenner Field. And they're facing an A's squad who plays their worst baseball at Sutter Health Park. They've got a .403 win percentage in Sacramento. They've definitely struggled with Tampa Bay pitching in recent gatherings. The A's averaged just 3.4 runs a game in their last 10 head-to-head meetings with the Rays. Now, 3 out of the Athletics' last 4 at home did stay under the total, 7-3 to the under in their last 10 at any location. Meanwhile, Rays games went 60% to the under in their last 10 themselves. I like the Rays plus $1, under 9.5. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. I like the Phillies plus 105, under 9.5. Yankees minus 1.5, under 9 runs. I'm 4-0 my last 4 extra daily picks on my premium page. Tigers minus 145, over 8.5. Brewers minus 1.5, under 9. Royals minus 145, over 9 runs. Cardinals minus 1.5, over 8.5. I like the under 8 in that Diamondbacks-Rangers game. Over 7.5, Boston-Houston. Dodgers minus 1.5, over 8.5 runs. Giants minus 135, under 8. And give me the Rays, Tampa Bay, plus $1, under 9.5. And with that, folks, that's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium page. But most importantly, folks, got to thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium page.